In this one, I'd like to go over a list of things not to do when creating a shard. So probably top of the list would be unreachable items. When a person plays through a shard, they'll kill enemies. Every kill gives you glory gain, and also killed enemies have a chance to drop orbs. If you're a melee character, you can't reach these archers, and so also you'll by not being able to kill every enemy at the end of the shard, you won't get your 20% completion bonus, and so people will comment pretty quickly, hey, you have an unreachable here, don't do that. If you do get negative comments, don't take it as a personal attack. It's not a personal attack. People are just trying to point out, fix this. So go ahead and fix it, republish, and then everybody will be happy. So that's kind of the first big no-no. Don't place unreachable units. As cool as it is, it's fun. I mean, yes, it's fun to play a tower defense style game, but the game is designed for dropping rewards, and these unreachables won't give you rewards, and people will comment harshly. Similarly, you have barrels, vases, whatever you want to call them, breakable things, and then you have treasure boxes. These breakables, the vases, boxes, doesn't matter, they will only ever drop green or red orbs, health or ability pickups. Treasure boxes will drop green, red, but also potentially white orbs. And also note, if you don't have any treasure box in a map, it doesn't reduce how many orbs. Those orbs that would have dropped from a treasure box they'll be dropped from an enemy instead. So you don't have to place treasure boxes. But if you do place treasure boxes, make sure that they're reachable by people. And it's not nearly as big of a crime to place unreachable vases, sort of as long as you have enough others placed to make up for it. If you have enough others, then a few decorative unreachables, that doesn't matter at all. It doesn't really affect anything. So I'll just play this just so you can kind of see. As a melee character, if I were an archer, no big deal, I could kill everything. But even if I could kill things, if they dropped a white orb, I wouldn't be able to pick it up. But see, as a melee, I can't reach these guys, and you'll get comments and downvoted pretty quickly. So kind of the next big thing to do are these long straightaways. Long single path. They're boring to play, they're boring to look at. It turns the shard into a one-dimensional map, and especially if you start placing a bunch of enemies here, it just becomes a one-dimensional game. It's really boring. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You'll get comments. People tend to play like that. They'll make a big long path and then a quick arena, and then they'll go right back and make a big long path, and that's just a really boring, lazy way to make a map. Sort of the next thing to never do, or extremely rarely do, are what's called blocking barrels. Simply placing these, all they do is they block the flow, they slow the player down. If somebody's trying to play and get a kill streak, that will kill your kill streak. I see people do this a lot. They try to limit the interactions, so they place enemies behind blocking barrels. As soon as you kill these, then okay, now I move on. While that does block or slow down the enemies coming at you, it blocks kill streaks. It is just annoying. So avoid blocking barrels. Here's one I made a long time ago, just kind of a what not to do shard. So say you come to a branch like this. without having any indication of which way is the right way, the person's just going to choose a random one. And let's say it just went on and on and on. They finally they do their thing. Now they have to walk all the way back. Okay, now I did this. Well, let's try this way. They walk a long ways, you know, say it kept on going. They do their thing. Now they have to turn around, walk all the way back. That's called backtracking, and that annoys people immensely. So avoid your backtracking. I'll do another. Hold on. So this one was a sort of a joke shard that I made. You know, a maze. I called it a maze. It's not like branching is bad, but if you do it, make it clear what the main path is and the side paths. So if you have a main path, do some pavement. I mean, this particular one is to the extreme. You clearly don't need to go this far, but there's a main path. Use, say, some dock panels, bridge, whatever you want to call it, to indicate this is clearly the secondary path. You know, that tells the player, or maybe even a sign saying, you know, secondary path, but that's usually overkill. So that the flow would be, come here, do your little boss battle, pick up treasure, whatever you're going to do, and then come back and continue on the main path. Because if the player has played through and they get to the end, but they didn't go through all paths, either they're forced to backtrack and they don't like you, or they'll just say, forget it, they go through the portal and then they'll give you a bad vote because they don't want to bother. So either way, don't do that. And then while I'm on this, just kind of mention, if you do make a secondary or a side path, don't make it super long. You know, I mean, this is a little too short. You would probably put it here, but don't make the player go a super long way, do their thing, and then walk all the way back, because that's, again, backtracking. You don't want to do that. I think the next thing I want to cover is kind of be careful when you make elevated areas. I'll play here in a second, but this elevated area only has one staircase. Yeah, I'll just play it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm running around, and let's say that there's some enemies over here, and I'm frantically clicking around. If I accidentally hit here, see what the player does? They run all the way back to get to where I just clicked, and so now I have to click. So if I'm frantically clicking around and I accidentally click here, see how my character just keeps trying to run to that stair way over there? It's really annoying. And so if you were to make an elevated path like this, think about the flow, so that from any point, say I were here and I do accidentally click here, my player won't run all the way there. So throw some stairs, you know, throw a stairs here, throw a stairs in the middle, so that from no matter where you come from, there's not a long path to get onto the elevated block. And then here, I'll pause. So another thing not to do when you start mixing elevated paths is this little piece right here. That's just pure obnoxiousness. Show you what I'm talking about. Say I'm trying to walk in the middle here. As I move around, my character keeps trying to go to the stairs instead of following this path. It's really difficult to make the character go where I want. It'd be even worse if this one had stairs. Now the character would constantly be dancing back and forth. And so basically what I have to do is I just have to click way over here and then not touch so that my character goes through. So avoid mini paths like this pretty much at all costs, unless you're trying to irritate people. So next one I'd like to go over is what I'll call a template map. So as soon as you create a map, limit reached. Oh, I've been making too many today. Well, I don't know how to fix that. Okay, I found one. So when you, like, this one is a cemetery, so you can see what they did. Everything from here to the left came from the template, and then they just added a little bit extra. It's not bad, you know. That's why I'm putting this at the end of the video. It's not the end of the world, but once you've played this template more than a few times, you recognize it instantly. Know that it's the template. Know that it's kind of laziness. I'm hesitant to say lazy because if you're brand new to the game, you're just learning. But just know that if you publish the template, anybody that's played this any amount of time will recognize it immediately and just kind of roll their eyes and potentially give you bad scores and not play any more of your stuff. So to avoid that, as soon as you create a map, let me jump back here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. As soon as you create a brand new map, place two little tiles, place your begin and end gate, because your begin and end gate can never be deleted. So just place little tiles and then go through and delete everything that was there, all the template. And then if you have ideas for story, you know, that's a good time to just place some blocks and kind of lay out your story, how you think it'll go. Save that off, and then you can start creating things and dragging your story panels over and that sort of thing. So, long story short, don't publish a template map. They're good to learn on, you know, play around, practice. But then when you're ready to publish something, you know, start over, make something totally original. People will enjoy that much more. Last thing, I want to touch on the concept of a farm. So when a person plays a shard, they get rewards, stars and orbs, or sorry, glory and orbs. And so a farm is basically, you can think of it as a hack. Let me actually use a ranged characters. You know what I'm talking about. So you can see I have a bunch of melee characters. So what a farm basically is, it's designed for ranged units to kill these with ease. You know, there's no danger. It's solely to, it's like I said, it's done as sort of a hack. So you do your stuff, you come over, as soon as they're all dead, you kill your you know, you come over here, pick up your rewards. Just kill them real quick. Pick up your rewards, you know, and then you would end. And so it's designed to get rewards quickly with minimal effort. When the game first came out, you would get a lot of rewards, but a few months later, whenever it was, I don't know exactly, but they added extra logic that made it so that farm shards don't count toward your builder leaderboard, and you don't get as much reward for that. So I'm not saying don't build farms, but if you do build a farm, be sure and label it as a farm, or people will downgrade you for that. Similar to a farm are what I would call an arena. Boom farm. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, so here's some arenas. And so the idea of an arena is very similar to a farm, where it's a quick burst of activity and then move on. So like I made this set just for the fun of it. I know that you wouldn't get a lot of rewards, but as long as you label things, people will play it if they want, and they know to leave it alone if they don't want to play it. So I think that's good for this video. Thanks.